Hello.
Hi there.
Hi, Ryan.
That's right.
Very nice to meet you finally.
You too.
I mean, you know, via voice.
Yeah, we've done
Plenty of oh yeah, lot of that. So yeah, how are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Just doing a lot of writing and preparing for American Babylon in October.
Yo, like my heart is broken. We Glass has a weekend run on that weekend, and like that's been set for like so much time that like I was about to like get things going to go to this, and sure enough, it's on some shit where I have to do some shit. Whack. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm stoked to play shows. Don't get me wrong, but like, really, like it feels regretful to me that I'm not going to be able to see this. So that being said, I hope you have I hope it goes just absolutely without a hitch, and it always does.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate all that fun.
I'm really impressed with what you've been doing, and that's big ups.
Thank you.
So just to get that out of the way, yeah.
Yeah, so the way this works is that I'll ask you questions, as you know. You can speak extemporaneously. Feel free to change subjects or just talk about as much as you want. And it's being recorded. I'll transcribe it, and the transcription will be in our October 1st edition, which will be number 101. And then later that month, we will put up the audio on the YouTube page.
Okay, that sounds good. So basically, you know, what is said is going to be in the transcription. There's not going to be a whole lot of changing or editing, that kind of thing. Like, it's going to be very much reflective of the instance, right?
Yeah, that's how I prefer it to be.
That's cool as fuck. Yeah, I'm into that.
So let's start here. What's your name and where are you?
My name is Alex Angell, and I am currently in a bedroom. Some would say my bedroom. I am in location-wise, you know, geographically, Greenville, South Carolina, the year of our Lord 2025. It is a strange place to be, but a place where I am grateful to be.
Okay, good. And what brought you to South Carolina?
Family issues. I was raised in the Southeast. You know, like the Southeast is where all my memories are. I wasn't anywhere else. I grew up primarily in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and Atlanta, Georgia, back and forth. I was born in Tampa, Florida, which is interesting to me because like that's the birthplace of death metal, and you know I don't really get very much into astrology or like you know that kind of thing. Like I'm much more concerned with this plane of existence than others, which is not what you'd really expect a person of my inclinations to say, but you know it's where I'm at now. Mm-hmm. Anyway, my point is, so there's that, and then the other thing is, I didn't find this out until later. I feel like this, like as far as like where I like your question, like where am I, where you know, and where am I from, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. The first Angels, apparently, or at least my connection to this particular like strain of Angels, came through Providence, Rhode Island. So, an author who I'm not a fan of at all as a person, and has kept me from reading his books is H.P. Lovecraft. So the Call of Cthulhu, Professor Angell, with 2 L's. That's my name. And there's Angell Street in Providence. So I come from the birthplace of death metal, where the cover of a band that you know everybody and their mother knows, and you know it's an obituary, Cause of Death. That cover is the like the one of the it's the cover of one of the most widely distributed H.P. Lovecraft things, story collections, and that was supposed to be Beneath the Remains by Sepultura, which is like they're like one of the best to ever do it. So yeah, I'm from the Southeast. You know, my dad's side of the family's from the Northeast. My mother's side of the family's from the Southeast. And yeah, I'm here in Greenville now. I came here for family, and I ended up meeting like more like-minded people and more differently minded people that I got along with than I've ever experienced. You know, like I thought that the world that I loved, you know, which is essentially, you know, just underground, like heavy, aggressive, experimental music, had been taken over by jocks.
Right.
You know, and like I was friends with jocks. You know, and like it's so funny to me, like whenever you actually meet the people like that talk about or that fit the bill of what people talk about when they say jocks.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter like whether you're playing football, whether you're fucking tending bar, whether you're playing DIY shows, or whether you're an author. Like if you throw your weight around to be like basically like to attempt to be king of the mountain, especially within a grassroots community, you are the butt of the joke. You are the problem.
Yeah, I understand that.
I tried to give it up so many different times, and I keep finding myself just like, where the band's at? You know, where's the where's the fucking where's the cool shit happening? Like where's a riff that makes me feel like my nervous system is being torn asunder? And I found that in Greenville. And people will tell you that Greenville is this place that's like devoid of culture, but it's, you know, yes, it is that, but like there's just as much pushback. Like, have you ever read The Air Conditioned Nightmare by Henry Miller?
I've not.
It's really cool. It's when he ended his stint as an expat and moved back to the States. He moved back to New York, of course. You know, this is like, if I'm not mistaken, it's post tropical cancer, but don't quote me. It's been a long time since I've kind of been in that world, but yeah, like basically he was like, fuck this, fuck New York, fuck this sterile ass city, fuck McCarthyism, fuck American exceptionalism, you know, like especially fuck like the Western chauvinism thing, which we've seen come to a head, you know, in our lifetime. So that was kind of like the first time I heard somebody talk about it in a negative manner, because I grew up relatively sheltered. And anyway, so long story short, you just asked me where I'm from and who I am. I'm over here talking about Henry Miller.
No, I like it.
Seriously though, since we, I appreciate that. So to put a cap on the Henry Miller thing and like what really got me, because I bought it because the book was. Did I steal it? Or did I buy it? I don't think I stole it. I tried stealing books for a while because I thought it would be fun, but I'm not, you know, I'm just not that person. Like yeah. I can't, you know. So anyway, you know, when you're young and stupid and you just had a traumatic brain injury, you're like, hey, like let's try it. Let's try doing what everyone else does and see if that works now because you got bonked. And then no, sure enough, you're still quintessentially yourself.
Yep.
And you like, yeah, like even though it's Barnes and Noble and they do deserve to be like stolen from, like I just can't do it. And I don't want to get arrested. I just don't want to. Getting arrested sucks.
Yes, it does.
If anybody listening, by the way, whenever you put the audio on, like getting arrested totally sucks.
I agree. It's the worst.
Yeah.
It is the
right.
worst.
So. Yeah, if you get arrested, like God bless you. Especially if you like get arrested for a good reason, just know that I love you, and I'm so sorry for what you're about to go through. But I also will tell you, you will be fine. You will get out of it. So yeah, so it was named after a Mr. Bungle song. That's why I bought the book. And the guys in Mr. Bungle never even read the book. The song's not about the book. So he goes around the country, he leaves New York, and he's trying to find the highest concentration of like polymaths and like people who are like just like for lack of a better term, like incendiary people, you know, like not even necessarily multidisciplinary, but just people who give a fuck, and they give a fuck about giving a fuck, and like just that kind of vibe. And he was like, it's the American South, so that's got the highest concentration thereof. He's got this whole chapter about the again, it's been a while. I think it's like the painter surgeon, I think he calls him, or it's been a long time, but yeah. So if you ever feel weird about being from the South, don't.
Huh. Oh man. So that's a good wrap up. So what is the name of the primary project you work on?
Like music project?
Let's start there.
Nerve Debt.
Say that again.
Nerve Debt. NERVE space DEBT.
And how long have you been doing it?
The seeds were planted a while ago, but it didn't start until 2023, and even then it was in its infancy. And I found out that one of my, like, you know, like, I guess, yeah, musical heroes lived here, you know, and the band I fell in love with when I was 15 that he started was from Nashville. So I had no fucking idea. But over COVID, everybody added each other. There's been several of these instances where I've connected with people via this method. And this was one that was really meaningful because after my life-threatening illness and subsequent hospitalization, which went off without a hitch, you know, I was on mandatory 2-week bed rest. And I got a message from Brad Elrod, the original drummer of Today's Day, being like, "Hey, I saw you just got out of the hospital. Like, I want to let you know I live in Greenville now, and you know, have for quite some time. I've been following what you've been doing in other bands. I've been following your friends' bands, and I think that the Upstate has a really cool thing going on, and you're a big part of that. So, like, if you ever want to get together and just make some noise, like, let's see what happens." I was mortified. It takes him like 3 times, and sure enough, the OG bass player of that band. Oh, by the way, Mastodon formed out of this band.
That's impressive.
After the OG people, like Brad, the drummer of Nerve Debt, and then Michael Harrell, an amazing bass player in his own right, in a band called Preferred, like PFERD, like very, very good band. So Brad saw that Michael and I were friends, and he messaged us like, "So when are we starting this fucking band?" And I'm like, "All right, I gotta put my fucking big bay pants on, you know, like let's at least give it a shot and see what happens." So we start talking, and it's like, all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a dinner hang to make sure that the vibe check is passed. Like, make sure that you get along with like my wife and my 2 kids and my dogs and all that kind of stuff. I was like, that's awesome. And he's like, all right, and then next time we get together, we're going to go over some of the demos, but the emphasis is going to be on improvisation and to see what comes out of that. And it's not going to sound like improvisation, or it may, but you know, like, my hope is that songs come out of this. And I was like, you are speaking my language. So anyway, yeah, the family hang went off without a hitch, and then the music hang went off without a hitch. I was like, all right, let's start this fucking band. So it's not just kill your idols. Like, try befriending them first, because it was like I don't have a God concept anymore. Like, I don't deal in hierarchy like that. I don't shame those who do, but I'm just trying to get by, Ryan. I like philosophically speaking, like, so much of the first Nerve Debt record is just like terror about like accelerationism and like technocratic neo-feudal, like, you know who, like, fucking, yeah, no, we've talked about like Nick Land and Curtis Yarvin and all that shit. Like that stuff was like really fucking with my head for a while.
Oh yeah.
as it should. And like Mark Fisher, like I wanted to seek some sort of comfort in that. And like as I'm reading him, then I'm like, oh, let's check out the history. You know the history. You know how he went out. Jesus Christ. So, I was like, you know what? Fuck you. You want RoboCop? I'll give you fucking RoboCop. And like at the time I was doing a lot of cocaine and ketamine. I don't even care. Put that in the fuck. Huh?
Yeah, that will.
Or leave it out. Or
No, I'm
don't
going
put
to.
it in the audio.
The audio's unedited, so.
I have zero shame whatsoever about those sorts of things because they've never been the ones to cut like the substances that cut the legs out from under me. I'm very blessed to not have been opioid inclined, so I didn't like end up addicted to junk after my surgery, But like there was a time there, like years ago, back when, because you used to live in South Carolina, Greenville, right?
No, but I used to do a lot of shows down there.
Okay, so that's how like Amelia and like just the whole radio room.
Yeah, I played keyboard for Amelia on a tour.
Oh, that's sick. What project was that? Was that Horrible Girl?
It was Horrible Girl.
Oh my God, fuck yeah. Before we go any further, your pronouns are he, him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yours?
Just checking. They, them, but also like, I have a fucking beard and I get she, her. It's so funny, especially when like I'm at work, which is I work at an office now, so it doesn't happen. My old job would be like, they'd be like, "Excuse me, man," and I would just be like, I get the gender euphoria, and then I'd be like, "Yes," and they were like, "Oh God, oh Jesus, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No, it's all good. What do you need?" Yeah, like I wouldn't say it like that, but just to make their day a little bit weirder. Like that's what I love to do. Like I'm not saying that I'm gender apathetic, but I'm definitely like if I get they them, if I get she her, if I get he and I don't care.
I got you.
Yeah, I prefer to be they them.
They them it is.
Definitely would prefer in a big way. But if you they them to me, I would be very happy.
I will do my best.
Totally.
Do so.
Mix it up if you want to. I mean, like we're both kind of like post chaos here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's one of the things that scares me about the Yarvan people is that they are too. Like
right.
They understand the principles and they're using them in direct contradiction.
Oh, they're using them for the powers of evil, as the cartoons told us when we were kids, and I knew it was going to happen. So that's why I kind of like before it was a statement of with fervor, whereas now I'm just like you're just we'll just say respectful words and we'll go from there.
Right.
Or better yet, like even if you fuck up in the communication, if your actions line up with the general gist of what you're saying, and you're about like some life affirming shit, then I'm going to be down for you, and that was Brad. Like that's like, dude, he's fucking like 55 years old, 56. I think he just turned 56 this year. I'm really terrible with numbers and ages, and I'm glad I can even remember my own. But like this dude is like Gen X as fuck, and he's like as real as you can get. Like, do you know much about Amphetamine Reptile Records?
I don't. Tell me.
Did you play some video games back? If you don't mind my asking, how old are you? I'll level
39.
with you. Okay, I'm 37. So like the first Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, right?
I didn't play that one.
Oh, that's a good one. That's got Helmet on it. And like Unsane from Tony Hawk. The band Unsane.
Unsane.
What about Melvins?
Yeah, I know the Melvins.
Okay, like all those bands were on this label, and Mudhoney, a whole lot of great bands that not a lot of people know of, but then several that are like household names.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Today's the Day was one of those bands. And so it's just fucking crazy that, like, I mean, and they're like, they were edgelords before the term edgelords was a thing. Like, they used to fuck with each other because it was understood that, like, no, like, we all fucking hate Nazis, and we all fucking, like, like they weren't having the conversation about, like, like free Palestine and Zionism and the things
Sure.
that definitely mark the zeitgeist now. But when they did come up, because this was Desert Storm,
Yeah.
so it was like they were like, no, like, fuck that, like, you're being a violent piece of shit. Like, that's all that matters. Like, I don't give a fuck why you're mad. Like, get over it. Like, that was the vibe. So when you see shit like some of the edgier artwork on there, it was
I mean, the
fun.
90s were the 90s.
And it was cool. The 90s were wild. I always say that. The 90s were wild. The 90s were the 90s is actually a bit sicker. You're so right.
It was just being extreme, and, like, if you think about all the things that were really popular, provocative, South Park, like.
Oh, I mean,
drive
even
time
like
radio
the
people.
Mike Judge stuff. Yeah. You're the fucking Howard Sterns of the
Right.
world.
That was the zeitgeist. So.
They accused Howard Stern. Like, I remember I was like over at some house when, like, my folks were out of town and stuff, and, like, they had that Howard Stern book, Private Parts, and I remember reading it and, like, going through all the stupid jokes, and I was like probably like 8 or 9, and I'm like, this is so silly, but, like, I saw that they had a whole chapter at the end dedicated to hate mail, and it was truly capital H hate mail. Like, they would call him a left wing, how do you say, Jewish person bastard.
Oh boy.
Most of it is them saying, like, left wing and Jew.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's nothing new under the sun. It's the same shit over and over.
Yeah, and it's like it was just coming out of the social conservatism of the 80s. The 90s were very edgy.
Oh, absolutely. You could go and get heroin. You could go to the blacktop, and you could fucking, like, you could take someone home for the night. Like, especially like New York in the 90s was like totally. I mean, the seeds that were planted by, like, the original no wave music and no wave cinema scene definitely came to fruition. I mean, look, like Sonic Youth becoming a pop sensation. Like, really think about that. Like, yeah, okay, like, it's bubblegum no wave, but it's still fucking no wave.
It's true.
And you had, like, I was watching a stream by a guy who's involved in a sort of New York experimental scene that I truly love. Bands like Time of Orchids, KO Dot, that kind of thing. Anyway, it was like Z's. Are you familiar with those bands?
I don't know that.
Behold the Octopus, or Orth Realm, Esotrillium. Oh, yeah. There's some.
What are
it's what Weasel Walter called brutal prog. Weasel Walter, he was in the Flying Lutenbachers, and I think they were based out of Chicago, and then he relocated to New York to play guitar for Lydia Lunch Retrovirus.
Okay. I know Lydia Lunch.
But yeah, Lydia. Yeah. Do you fuck with Lydia Lunch?
Sure.
Same. No, that's a good answer too. But yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm gonna let you steer this one.
So let's go back to your project. Do you have recordings?
Oh, yes, we do. They are on streaming. I'd like to get it off Spotify, but I don't have a Spotify account with which to do that, so I might have to go through this real good. But it's on all streaming, and all streaming is inherently fucked anyway. It is also on Bandcamp and Ampwall for free download. Unlimited streaming, I wanted to make that very important. If you had a phone that couldn't or didn't have enough space to download, and the lyrics are there. And if you download it on Bandcamp, you get the EP is 24 minutes long. You get a 26-minute companion piece. EP is called Plural Hymns. Plural meaning like the plural cavity of the lungs. So Pleural space HYMNS. And the companion piece is made from hard panned, like one is a one knob noise generator, the other is a microphoned mailbox through a delay pedal, and then the other is backmask music from a video game from my childhood called Devil May Cry. The Divinity statues, the choral pieces, which was the start of my love for choral music, especially in modes like Phrygian, with a heavy emphasis on the low piano notes. And then the rest is a documentary about psych wards in the 70s.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that's called A Plural Hymn, and I want to do one of those for each record. Like the next one coming out, it's called Houses Settling, and I'd like to do a companion piece called The House Settling.
Nice.
Did you grow up in the South?
For the most part, I was born in Connecticut and moved to the South when I was 11.
Oh, okay, got you. You've been here ever since?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Is your mother, if you don't mind my asking, is your mother Southern, or did both your parents travel from?
Both my parents are
up north.
Northern.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Very Italian.
Yeah, I've heard about the gatherings. They sound so beautiful.
Yeah. But she moved me down when I was 11. They divorced when I was 5.
How was that? Blessings. How was that geographical transition for you? And if you don't want to talk about that, I think not for you.
Anticipating it was worse than it actually was. Like, knowing that I was going to leave all my friends and, like, go to somewhere I'd never been before caused me a lot of anguish when I was in 7th grade. But once I was down, I liked it.
So. There's something about it. It's not just that Henry Miller thing I was talking about of like, oh, like we're secretly like the most badass, like, you know, or even the other end of it, like we're just this sort of like, you know, quaint, like aw shucks kind of vibe. There's something about it. There's the resistance, and the fact that various cities within the Southeast and you know, like the Deep South, or you know what some call the proper South, like it's red in tooth and claw. And it's not just about winning the fight. It's about whether the fight is worth fighting. And like it's about fighting the good fight, knowing that you could lose, but not being able to deal with like not fighting it at all. You know, and I try so hard to not allow the encouragement of combat veneration to enter my scope of perception.
Right.
Because to me, that's not getting anywhere. That's not progress. That's shit.
Yeah, I don't think,
you know, it's a means to an end, not some kind of thing to be glorified. And that was my aversion to Mishima.
Yeah.
Like the body is true because it dies, you know, which is an extra life lyric.
It's
you know, masterpiece, the fine physique of a slave.
Right. It's I don't think it translates well to Western thinking paradigms. Like,
That's
It's
why I didn't want to lambast it right away.
yeah, like it's
Like I knew I was missing something. I'm sorry to talk over you. I truly do. I apologize.
it's okay. I mean, it's not like he was. I mean, it was traditional in the sense he was trying to revive the Bushido code and submission, and there's something very authoritarian about it, for sure.
It's like Might Makes Right. Like it's Ragnar Redbeard. It's the Wolves of Vinland. It's like all that shit that like if those guys knew that like that he liked dudes, that would be enough like for them to throw him away, and like and then if they didn't, that's almost scarier. Like fucking I got blocked by a meme page because I just kept saying like fuck Death in June, fuck Death in June, fuck Death in June. Like I know you're only posting Mishima because you love Death in June, and like they fucking blocked my ass, and like I slept like a baby. I thought it was great.
Sure.
But Mishima, like that was something that I always knew I would come back to, you know, because like even like you know when you get into like Baudrillard and Derrida and like shit like that, and something new for me like Deleuze and Guattari, you know, you're dealing with things that are kind of like we're on deep waters here as far as theory goes.
And I think with Mishima, the difference is he didn't found an army or a gang. He did do a very aggressive thing when he died, but
it was a demonstration.
It was
your assessment of it being performance art, extreme performance art, was very very poignant to me. Like that hit hard.
Like yeah, that's what I think. He was doing seppuku in a traditional way, and he wanted to die as a warrior in the traditions of Japan, but it wasn't like it was never like literally about starting a war, because part of what he said is that he regretted in World War II he didn't fight. So like
right. Wow, I've never heard that.
Yeah. So he's not like
Do you
Mussolini
think that,
or something.
Oh yeah, the fucking worst. Siri, please play Clara by Scott Walker, please. Wait, do you know that song?
No.
Oh my god, I've got to send it to you. It's about Mussolini and Claretta getting publicly executed. It's a beautiful song. It's hell music, but yeah. We should do if you're into it, like if this goes well, which I promise I will do my best. I'm going off on so many tangents, but if you'd ever like to do something like this again, like on a podcast where we just talk about Scott Walker, like that would be amazing. Unless you're not that into Scott Walker, in which case it would pretty much just be yapping. So
I don't even know who that is.
Do you get into? Oh, okay. I think he might become a fave.
Okay.
And like also like now I'm going to read some Mishima, you know, which is like weird for me, you know, but I've also spent times looking at like the Operation Werewolf fucking war journal. I've read you know bits and pieces of. I've read a lot of Moldbug, you know, a lot of Land, and like I've read these people who I know I fucking despise.
Right.
Carl Schmidt. But too much left. I skimmed Carl Schmidt.
You have a mind.
I got too mad.
You have a mind for it. I wouldn't recommend it to like a 14-year-old, because it could like turn you into a Columbine shooter. Yeah.
Yes.
But like as an adult,
violence for violence's sake.
Right. As an adult interested in philosophy, it's a good read. I feel like honestly, like if you made a dumbed down version of a dumbed down version of a dumbed down version of Mishima, it would be Andrew Tate.
That's the most David Tibet thing I've ever heard anyone say in my life.
Like
10 out of 10. Like, I gotta give you snaps and props. Like that was so fucking Black Ships Ate the Sky, Ryan. Yeah, a dumbed down version of a dumbed down version of Mishima. That's heavy.
So
Yeah. So where were we?
let me.
Did I go off the rails again?
Yeah, I participated. Let me ask this:
Yes.
is there anything you were looking to promote?
Yes, actually. So I play in. Technically, I'm in 3 bands. One of them is in hibernation. That band is called WAP, and that band has not officially broken up, but like we are best friends. We are having kids. We're living 45 minutes away from each other. I don't have any biological children of my own, but I do have a brilliant young woman in my life from a previous relationship, where I was lucky enough to be the step parent to this kid. So I get it, but I also don't get it.
Yeah.
So we're still friends, like, to the nth degree, and we might do this thing. So that's the backstory. If most people that saw WAP the last times of our thing, our whole set was 2 songs. We're gonna put a 2-song record out as soon as that baby can walk around. That just got had. So I would like to promote Glass, which is a band that, much like with WAP, I was a fan of before I joined. And it's spelled GLA con acento, like A with the accent mark, SS. And if you're on Bandcamp, it's glasstheband.bandcamp.com. This is the weirdest shit I've ever done. All I'm doing is playing bass, occasionally singing live, but it is hands down the weirdest shit I've ever done. There are several records that were released very recently, including 2. Hang on, let me check how this was marked. I know that there's at least 1. I'm sorry, at least 2 released in 2025, and it's like, I've heard some people say Blast Beat Beefheart or Panic Attack James Brown. I've heard The Fall on Quaaludes, and I've heard What Shirley and Sprain Wish They Could Be, which is something said by you fuck with Shirley and Sprain? Like, do you know those bands?
I don't know.
Oh my god, it's really good music.
I feel like
it's like
this whole interview I've been not knowing bands.
Well, I'm just on my head, is all. All right, so we got that. Okay, so Local Man Dies was 2024. Self-titled was 2025. That's the boing boing one. And then Forbidden Cash is like some throbbing gristle shit, and that was in 2025.
Yeah.
So there's 3 records for people to chew on, and I'm just straight up doing bass. I'm loving it, but there is a new Nerve Debt EP coming out that is wildly different than what we last did, called Houses Settling. I am incredibly overjoyed about this project. Yeah, that's
Nice.
pretty much all there is to it.
That sounds great.
If any, I'm stopping myself from going on about the meaning of either project, but they're not concept albums, but they are themed EPs. Like, to me, an EP and an LP, like, it doesn't matter. Like these are coherent and cohesive statements. And I will say this. So if anyone listening is interested in Nerve Debt and in like really harsh music with screaming and dissonant chords, but played with a lot of passion. Plural Hymns is a record made by a very sick person. So you'll hear that. And then Houses Settling is a record made by a very well person. And I don't just mean myself. I'm speaking for Brad as well.
All right.
So I would like to promote that. keep your eyes peeled for new Nerve Dead if you want like some really heavy shit. If you want some strange ass fucking non-metal, like where like prog and noise rock and avant whatever. Like I would never call my own shit like avant rock, but
Yeah.
I've had
Art
some
rock?
other people be like, well, that or like avant-garde rock specifically. Like that's always something that I wanted to do, but I was like, I can never, like, if I call that shit that, it's gonna be awful. But I had some people being like, yo, no, this is like some weird shit. This is some like avant-garde shit, and I, you know, this is like some no wave, but not no wave. Like it's like no wave and shoegaze, or it's like noise rock and prog. And yeah, so Glass is a sick band. I'm very honored to play with them. Yeah, that's pretty much about it.
Hell yeah. So,
Hell yeah.
2 more questions.
Yes.
Question 2. What is most important?
Ethics, integrity, loving kindness, and the ability to face that which seeks to fuck us, but on our feet, eyes locked, and see what happens. Because in my experience, you know, the ones that yell the loudest are the ones that run the fastest, and I don't even have to move my body. So that's where the integrity comes in. That's where the ethical spine comes in, and it shows in the music. Like it's like that same ethical spine about like, if there's a scumbag in our scene, it's how I craft songs and share my ideas with my friends. And it's like, do we all back it? Do we all back it? Because there's no hierarchy here. There is the collective, or there's nothing. So yeah, like the concept of the community, the concept of divinity, the concept of concepts. That's what's most important to me. You know, I mean, some people, you know, they kind of like, they act like, or I mean, they don't act like, but they say, and I've taken at the word that they've like grown out of Camus, or, you know, grown out of Sartre or whatever. But like, to me, like Camus is probably, like, if I had to point to someone else, which I like to do because I don't like to act like I've come across these ideas, you know, in some sort of a sui generis kind of way. Like I know there's nothing new under the sun. Like Camus is a big touchstone. Like the meaning of meaning, and to not let that sink you into nihilism. That's what's most important, because that's how we're going to survive. And no. That's how we're going to thrive. That's how we're going to unfuck this shit.
Yeah.
And I wasn't built for the black bloc, but my friends who are, my door is always open.
Oh yeah. Well, what's funny, just as a quick response, kind of tying everything together, is Camus asked, why should you kill yourself?
Yep.
And Mishima
Yeah, why
said, you should. That's a weird connection. But
that
I don't
is
agree.
a very weird connection, but like wow. Like I've been having these strange dreams, and that I'm glad we talked about Mishima tonight. I'm glad we talked about Camus tonight, because
Absolutely.
that's fucking heavy.
Hell yeah. We touched a lot of ground. Final question.
Yes.
Is there anything you were hoping to talk about that we haven't touched? And if so, please go for it.
That is a very good question. Yes, actually, and that would be like, what are some of the bands that, or projects musically that I am most excited about. There are more important questions, but I want to shout out, like, I want to speak the names of some projects and bands that I think are really, really doing it right. So, and they're in no order. Hey, fucking, have you gathered? I don't really care for hierarchy, whatever. Okay, punk rock. But no, for real, like, all jokes aside, Bathe is incredible. They are an experience like I've never seen. You know, and they are from Columbia, South Carolina. Listen to Dave. Listen to fucking Dave. There is a project called Domesticatrix. Francine Ula. Yeah. I gathered that. I don't know if I discovered Francine's work through you or through just people. I'm pretty sure it was through your posts, but like that music is out of control good. Also, I'm really into hypomanic daydream right now, which if you don't know, then you should fix that. It's very good. Like it's like trans woman progressive metal, but like avant death and keyboards. And oh god, do you remember the band Confessor from the '90s? With like where everyone was like, oh, it's so good, but the singer, oh, they're so good. Confessor's great. So we're all like huge Confessor heads, and it's like, you know, the operatic, like, you know, like fucking, you know, I'm not gonna do the vocal because I can't do it, and I'm gonna make it sound awful. But like, it's a high pitched thing, and there's also screaming and hypomanic daydream, but like Confessor, like you know the math rock band Don Caballero?
Yeah,
they're so good, right?
Yeah.
They changed my life, as did Battles, which is like their guitar player and the drummer of Helmet. By the way, if there's a third question you were to ask me, what made you want to play music? It was when I heard the Crow soundtrack. I heard Helmet, the song Milquetoast, and I was like 8. And I was like, all right, I got to play guitar or bass, and it's got to be mid-tempo lurch riffs, and that's it. That's that on that. So anyways, Hypomanic Daydream takes all those boxes. And I will definitely link you, but the album is called The Yearning, and Brendan Sloan from... Wait, did you hear that sound?
Which sound?
I heard, can you hear me? I heard it's like a... I bet one of my headphones died. All right, so as long as you can hear me. But yeah, so anyway, so like Hypomanic Daydream is the shit. So we got Babe, Domesticatrix, Hypomanic Daydream, Brandon Sloan from Convulsing, who's another band you should check out, mastered that and made it fucking amazing. And also Cold Stars. Cold Stars is like, imagine if like They Might Be Giants played hyper eclectic California era Mr. Bungle with blast beats. God, it's so fucking crazy. And then finally, it's so good. Like Barfneck Green is the name on Facebook. I always forget his first name, but his last name is Green. But yeah, he's a great dude. He makes amazing music. And then finally, I have to say Pyrrhon, and that's Pyrrhon. They are the best heavy band doing it right now. I want to shout out Couch Slut. I want to shout out Infinity Land. I want to shout out Art Star. definitely want to shout out Art Star. It's like No Wave from Charleston, South Carolina. There's so many bands that get shout out, but like, my God, my point is everyone talks like there's no bands except like fucking Trapped, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, you just have to like dig a little bit, and it's like, oh yeah, oh ISIS is broken up, Botch gave us that one song, and Coalesce might do something. Motherfucker, like it's alive and fucking well, you know, and it's happening in like industrial music. Like, do you know Skull Basher?
I don't.
It's like it's like a fucking I like a dungeon synth dance party. Yeah, like there's so much cool shit happening. So that would be my final question: is like what bands you're gonna get into? Yeah, Bathe. Listen to Bathe. Listen to all the bands Ryan tells you to listen to. And if you want to hear some other bands, message me, Alex. I'll tell you.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
a little strong. I hope I haven't completely derailed the thing, but you know, it's funny because Flower is like that sometimes. I am honored to have spoken with you tonight. Are there any loose ends that I've left open, or anything else that you want to ask me? Like,
The only thing I need to tell you is that if you provide me some photographs of performance pictures, it would be excellent. And also, I'm going to have to go through and when I transcribe this, make a list of all the proper nouns, all the different bands you named, and then
I'll help
have
you.
you correct them.
Yeah. If you want to like send that back and forth, like because a lot gets lost over voice, and yeah, if anything like that, as far as like, especially if it helps people find these bands, you know, I would
Absolutely.
definitely love to help. By the way, while I'm on recording, the biggest of ups, bringing Sun Ra Orchestra to your event. That was the coolest shit. Like
Well, it was
that's some Henry Miller Air Conditioned Nightmare type shit. Like only like only you could have pulled that off. And like yeah, I tip my non-existent hat to you.
yeah, excellent band.
So
Marshall
good.
Allen, so good.
When they push the button, it's gonna go. What you gonna
Okay.
do about your ass?
Well, Alex, you have a great evening.
Likewise, Ryan. Likewise.
Good night.
Good night.